we feel like Major League Baseball's first stab at this Diamondbacks broadcast thing. Pretty good look. You're the graphic designer here, Sean.
Yeah.
So your opinion is the one that carries weight.
Yeah. I mean, I knew what to expect because I had seen it in the Padres when they took over. It was very
Fair.
MLB Network presentation like, but I think it looked great. Like visually speaking, I think it looked awesome. And I don't know. It's hard to really. It's one game to like compare it to Bally's broadcast, but
Sure.
I did enjoy it a lot. I didn't have any problems with it, and especially when it's something that's not necessarily thrown together because they knew that this was a possibility, but like it obviously was not plan A, and I think it turned out very well. So I'm happy with MLB rocking it.
They did have kind of a funny glitch where the closed captioning was just on automatically, and Twitter was blowing up with people trying to figure out how to turn it off. They were like, am I like the dumb guy who doesn't know how to turn off closed captioning on my TV? No, that was literally everyone trying to figure out how to do that today. But outside of that hiccup, I agree. I thought it looked great. I've always just liked MLB Network's visuals in general. I think they just have a good idea of what looks good. I've always thought that their broadcasts were pretty solid across the board. Their graphics are simple, but also just clean and fresh. It's kind of a cool new look for Diamondbacks games. But it was weird, man. I mean, watching the game come on initially kind of had like a weird retro, like old school look. It kind of felt like they were pulling some stuff from like broadcasts from 10 or 20 years ago or something when the game started. But then the rest of the game, it was all modern and clean. Yeah. It was just like the first few minutes where it came on, the first shot of Steve Berthiaume and Luis Gonzalez in the broadcast booth was a little grainy. I was like, man, I thought I was kind of expecting a step up. But yeah, I mean, ultimately everything from that point on looked really incredible.
Yeah.
And this is something that Derek Hall has talked about. This is something a lot of people have talked about. When Major League Baseball steps in, they do expect that the broadcast quality will go up. And I think by all accounts, we did see that today. We have a quote here from Derek Hall, the Diamondbacks president and CEO, about what went down today. Of course, this was not unexpected. We have been anticipating this for a long time. Here's what Derek Hall said. He said, "This decision provides us with an opportunity to partner with Major League Baseball to produce high-quality broadcasts of D-backs games on current platforms, expand access to include streaming options, and remove local blackouts that have been a fan frustration point for years. We have enjoyed our partnership with Bally Sports Arizona and thank them for the long-time partnership. But we look forward to providing unprecedented access to our exciting team moving forward, including a greatly expanded reach of new households." So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I'm guessing most people do. Basically what happened is Diamond Sports Group, the entity that operates Bally Sports Arizona, as well as the Bally Sports networks across the country, they filed for bankruptcy a few months ago and tried to work something out with the Diamondbacks. They've still been making some rights payments up until this point, but they had a payment due on July 1st that they were unable to make, did not want to continue with the terms of the contract. And this morning, a judge ruled in favor of Diamond Sports Group, basically rejecting the remainder of this contract. This contract is a 20-year, $1.5 billion deal. It's a decent chunk of change signed back in 2015. As far as we know, that basically carries no weight at this point. Major League Baseball is stepping in to broadcast games for the time being, and we'll just kind of see where it goes from here.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. Obviously, them being mid-season makes it a very different situation than like the other teams in the Valley. Obviously, not the Cardinals, but the Suns and the Yotes have a very different situation. So who knows where it will go? But I mean, the big thing that Derek Hall had said was just the access. Like it is to have it be this easy to watch D-backs games is good.
Yeah,
very, very good. And I like that you get free access to MLB TV for a week. But if you were watching D-backs games before, you still have access to it. And more people might even have access to it. So I'm happy about that. Like I obviously love D-backs baseball, and I want people to watch it.
There you go. We have a graphic from Major League Baseball that shows all of the different ways that you can watch games. Obviously, if you're here, you probably had no trouble figuring out how to watch this game because you're here joining us for our post-game show. So I guess we're kind of preaching to the choir. But the big new thing here, Sean, is not only can you watch Diamondbacks games in the same way that you did before. By all accounts, Fubo, DirecTV Stream, all of the cable stations, all that stuff is the same. You're probably just finding it on a different channel than you were before. But the big new thing is that Major League Baseball now has a direct-to-consumer product where you can pay $19.99 a month and you're not blacked out. You can watch in-market games if you live here in Arizona or one of the surrounding areas that has bizarrely been blacked out in the past. You can watch these games. You can pay $19.99 a month or $54.99 for the rest of the year. And it does come with a free 7-day trial. You just need an MLB login. You can watch games for free from today through Sunday, just to kind of get your feet wet and see what it's all about. So yeah, all in all, it absolutely is making it easier for people to get games, not harder. And I mean, at the end of the day, huge. That's the most important thing. The one thing I do want to address is the idea of blackouts and whether blackouts are like truly dead at this point. Blackouts aren't great for baseball. I think we can all agree, and a lot of people have felt that way for a long time. And according to the statements made by the Diamondbacks in Major League Baseball, what happened today ends blackouts. I think that's like mostly true, but I think it's important to clarify what that actually means. If you were just paying for MLB.TV and you were in market and you were blacked out, you're still blacked out today. If you were just a regular MLB.TV subscriber, which I have MLB.TV. I can't just log in the way I always have and suddenly get Diamondbacks games. It's not how it works. You have to buy an additional subscription, this $19.99 a month thing that I was just talking about, in order to get access to Diamondbacks games. So I don't know, Sean. I don't know how you feel. Is this like they really get rid of blackouts, or blackouts still sort of there? It doesn't quite seem like it's really getting rid of blackouts in the sense that maybe people are thinking of it.
Yeah, probably not. It's definitely... I mean, it's better than what it was, I guess, but it's not really... I don't think a lot is going to change in terms of access for a lot of people. Obviously, it does expand access a little bit, so that's good. But I'm not really, like... I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I'm not really too sure what it's going to look like.
Yeah. I guess it just kind of depends on your perspective at the end of the day, whether this is truly like the end of blackouts or not. In a sense, like not much changed because you still have to pay extra in order to watch in-market games. You're just paying that to Major League Baseball instead of some cable service. But that price is significantly less, $19.99 a month. Last I checked, you can't get cable for $19.99 a month. So there is a significant cost difference there. But yeah, all in all, things look pretty good. And, we certainly feel for everyone over at Bally Sports Arizona who got some tough news today. We're good friends with a lot of those people and certainly wish them the best moving forward. And you did see some familiar faces as well on the broadcast today. It was good to see, obviously, Steve Berthume and Luis Gonzalez, who's been doing the road games. Those guys were still there. And then you also saw Jody Jackson today doing the sideline reporting. Yeah, no, that was one thing I was very happy to see, that you still had those personalities there, because I mean, it would be really weird if like mid-season they were just like, all right, we're going to bring in new broadcasters, new sideline reporters. Like it would have been, and especially because they obviously do stuff with Coyotes too, so like they've they're staples of Arizona sports, really, and like obviously not everyone was fortunate enough to keep their job, but I am glad that we still have the ability to see, particularly Jody. I love Jody. Like I think she's so good at her job, and she's an awesome person. So I'm glad that she still gets to be a part of Diamondbacks baseball. Everyone loves Jody, right? We're happy. Jody sticks around.